So welcome back to the Belgrade Arena in Serbia. Euro 2012 semi-final. Denmark leading Spain at the break 12-10. It's been a game dominated by defences, but then that is to be expected. It's the teams really with the four best defences in the competition who have ended up in the semi-final. It has been a surprising Euro 2012. The defending champions France really misfiring the whole way through before exiting the main round with just 2 points. Sweden also misfiring. They ended up bottom of their group as well. But Denmark, well, that was a Houdini act to make their way back into the semi-final against the Spaniards, who on the other hand have been imperial in making their way through here. But Hansen scoring an improbable final goal. In fact, his first successful attempt in 6 shots right at the end against the entire Spanish defence. And will that prove to be a crucial goal and a mistake by the Spaniards, really, to let something like that go through? So Spain throw off the second half, 2 goals down, and still short-handed. They've got to find solutions at the back at the moment to pull this defence. Different types of defending. The Danes with ostensibly a 6-0 defence, but plenty of depth and movement to it. Fumble by Sarmiento, picked up again. While the Spaniards have played a very deep 3-2-1. That's going to go out, is it? Just kept in play. Goes over the line. If he's touching outside. Not the way the referees see it, and that's going to be a free throw. But passive play is being worn now, has been for about 10 seconds. And the Spaniards may find they don't have too much time to shoot here. And the Spanish fans looking a little bit concerned just now. Oh, off a defender. The ball's still in. Eggert manages to get it past the defender, Garcia Barondo, and back come the Danes. Lauger slows things down. He's got a bit of space, may have more space than he thinks, into the wing. Eggert, who has started the second half ahead of Lars Christiansen. 24 goals, Eggert, in the competition so far, with a 75% success rate. Mind you, 11 of those are from the penalty line. All the way through, no one blocked him, and Lauger once more leads the way. 3 from 3 for the 20-year-old. Well, the defender slipped, and he just didn't wait. He went straight off again. And a 3-goal lead for Denmark. Well, Spain raced into a 4-goal lead, but then dried up. They haven't scored for the last 10 minutes of the first half. And still looking for their first goal of the second half. That said, the Danes only scored twice in the last 10 minutes as well. Landin saves, we've got a 2-minute suspension. And Kasper Nielsen, his second. And he's saying, you sure you got the right chap? I didn't do anything. So that's his second. Let's have a look there at the back. Well, I have to say, I sympathise with him. I'm looking at that, and whether they felt he deliberately threw his foot back to block him, but I thought his foot was standing on the ground and didn't shift. Sarmiento. Spain back at full strength now, really need to capitalise on this now. Sarmiento was free, but nothing taken. Landin saves, gets the rebound as well, but that's a penalty. Aguinagaldi fouled on the line. Wielbeck, impassioned as ever. Mogensen, the player deemed to foul. Let's have a look. There's the first shot, the save. In fact, it's Toft Hansen defending inside the area, I guess. Wielbeck not too happy. Meanwhile, Romero has stepped off the bench. 31-year-old, the only Spanish team player not to play his club handball in Spain. He plays for Fuchs Berlin after having had a career-long time at Barcelona. Here he is. And he scores straight past the standing leg of Landin. Landin committed himself. As soon as he lifted his leg, Romero bounced it next to the standing leg. Second goal for him from the 7-metre line. He goes straight off, job done. 723 goals Romero has scored in 189 appearances. This one of the titles that's eluded Spain over the years. World champions in 2005. And in fact, only 4 of their players in the squad here today remain from the team that won back then. Little handoff. Cañelas goes to pass into the wing, well blocked by Lindberg. And Wielbeck has said too much to the referee and gets a yellow card from the Slovenian pairing. He shrugs his shoulder. Cañelas over the top, and his miserable match continues. None from 4. He was close in enough, you'd have thought. And García Parrondo trying to force the issue by coming a long way out. The Danes in no hurry to get the attack going, bearing in mind that they're still short-handed for another 12 seconds or so. Lindberg. They're trying to pressure the youngster Lauga. Mortensen's free. Passive play is going to come. Arms up for the referees. Free throw. Meanwhile, Denmark are back at full strength. As René Toft Hansen comes back on again. René played in the World Championships last year. Beautiful. Lauga again. Well, I'll say it again. What a revelation he's been, and they've had to stop the clock as we see the goal again, because Hansen's gone down on the far side while Wielbeck looks on and celebrates a 3-goal lead for Denmark. And there is Hansen receiving treatment, the 24-year-old who plays for AG Copenhagen, but actually spent some time with Barcelona, so he's up against some of his former teammates here. He was top scorer at last year's World Championships with 68 goals. It's not an honour he's going to have here, I'm afraid. He's some way off the pace for that title at these Euro Championships, with Kirill Lazarov of Macedonia now on something like 60 goals, which is an all-time record for a European Championship. So Entre Rios has now come in at left back to replace the hapless Cañelas, and his shooting is no better. Aguinalde picks up the loose ball though. Mortensen, the wrong side of the line player, could do nothing about it other than step inside the area, and decided not to risk a suspension. Back to within 2 as we hit the 5-minute mark in the second half of this first semi-final at Euro 2012 in Serbia. And still fans are streaming in ahead of the next semi-final, which should be an absolute humdinger between the 2 Balkan neighbours, Croatia and Serbia. Sunagor, hands off. Oh, the gap's there. Although Sierra might be disappointed, but it was put right over his head by Lauga, who's 5 from 5. Well, the young man from Silkeborg may well be eyeing a few mouth-watering contracts, I think, for next season after the performance here in Serbia. Entre Rios, Sarmiento tries to find the gap, but Entre Rios didn't drive in. Complete misunderstanding, and the move breaks down. Blocked by Hansen. And back again comes Gurbindo. Sarmiento again. Entre Rios looks for the line. Too closely marked. Great defense by Denmark. Passive play. And it forces Entre Rios into a long-range shot that goes wayward. And back come the Danes. Hansen looks for Eggert. Too closely marked. Does this time. Oh, fantastic. Well, I think that Sierra may have friction burn on his ear now. Look at this. Very closed angle. Shum. 16-12 to Denmark. Second goal for Eggert, and a team timeout called by Valero Rivera. As his team struggle here, they've gone 4 down. The irony is they got back to within 2 at 8-10. Only to concede 4 goals without reply now. They've got to try and stay calm, Spain, but it's a problem because goals are hard to come by in this game. And the defences are working so well that 4 goals is actually a big mountain to climb. I mean, it's 1/3 of what Spain have scored so far in the entire game. They'll be relying on maybe the Danes tiring a bit towards the end. But with the day's rest now, that's not necessarily such an issue for these teams. Henrik Wilbeck, he just lives and breathes the game, the passion of it all. Very clear about what he wants from his team, but he does get worked up, hence his yellow card so far in the competition. I take it the Slovenians have a passing knowledge of Danish then. And so Spain resume. Romero has been brought into the attack. Aguinalde goes to shoot. He couldn't turn, otherwise Toft Hansen was inside the area. So can Romero inject a bit of pace, and into the attack also has come Raúl Entre Rios, the younger of the two brothers. And shoots wide, Romero. And suddenly things are going. Eggert is free down the wing, but can't quite cover it. Hansen comes in, Mogensen, the pace is going up now for Denmark. Looks to his right, but at the moment Lindberg not too interested in coming out and helping. Mogensen goes off and in comes Lauge. Well, the Spaniards getting close to within 2. I'm seeing the Danes run right now. Toft Hansen. Third goal for him. Nicely teed up by Søndergaard on that pass. And so 5-goal lead straight down the middle. That'll be a free throw. Mogensen sprawled in the area. Well, is this going to be a 6th semi-final and still no title for Spain? And Aguinalde beginning to look a little bit desperate as Romero, the old veteran, comes in and says, come on, let's just keep this going. The second most experienced player in the team, Romero, with 189 caps, just behind the 194 of the left winger, Juan Garcia. Maqueda has come in at right back as well as they tried to change. A bit of a muddle between Romero and Garcia. Entre Rios, Landin just gets his foot to it, keeps it off the bar though. But it's another free throw for Spain, and the Spanish supporters, I'm afraid, other than the one who's happy to be on TV, looking rather disconsolate. Romero goes to shoot, but that's an attacking foul. He was leaning into the defender. Hansen looks for options. Mogensen probably realizes that with a 5-goal lead and them controlling, do they need to rush it? And they didn't, but Hansen did. And the ball's gone out of play, and that's exactly what Mogensen was trying to avoid. Entre Rios. Back again. Ah, that's more like it. Entre Rios brings to an end a 5-minute barren spell as Mogensen goes off. Entre Rios' 2nd goal in the game. Still though, 4-goal lead for the Danes, who've got Søndergaard now in at right back, Lauge in the centre and Hansen at left back. Spanish defence pushing up almost into a 3-3, into the wing. It's intercepted. García Parrondo getting to it. Moros puts the ball out. Entre Rios takes a shot, saved. It's gone out to the side, but it's a free throw. The earlier push on Raúl Entre Rios, 30-year-old from Barcelona. And Wilbeck happy. Well, the problem for the Danes early on wasn't so much necessarily their defence as their attack, especially the back line, but they're really beginning to find their range here. And Lauge has proved to be an absolute boon to the team. García Parrondo quickly into there. Entre Rios comes back again to Romero, tries to force his way through. And can't. He gets a rather weak shot away as Eggert holds him up, and it's a free throw. Spain still on the attack. We're past the 10-minute mark in the second half. It's off the bar. Aguinalde catches it in mid-air. Shoots before he lands. Landin doesn't agree, but it's given. Let's have a quick look. Here's the first shot off the bar. Will we see it, though? Well, close, but I'd say if you're the referee, you'd give that. 3 goals in it, coming up to 11 minutes played. Some of the Danish fans here, and there's little Batters supporters cheering them on. Sonogor. And Danes may just be mindful of the fact that the Spaniards made a great start, and then the Spaniards turned it all around. Oh, Lau goes off for 2 minutes. How clumsy that was. Pleads his innocence, but it did look like a very crude challenge. All he had to do was stand in front of him to stop him throwing the ball. And so suddenly the initiative a little bit on the other foot. 2 quick goals by the Spaniards, and now a power play. Entre Rios undoubtedly made a rather theatrical fall, which didn't help matters. Other players may not have done, and that helps also. Makeda. Passion in bucket loads. 2 goals in it. Eggert's going to come out. They're going to put in Toft on the left wing initially, and then he'll drive in on the line. Bo Spelleberg's coming. He's putting in some experience, knowing that the Spaniards are going to push up on them. Spelleberg hangs back at the moment to try and take Thomas out of the picture. Toft puts the screen on for him. Mogensen. Lindberg tries to cut back inside, fouled. Brought down by Juan Garcia. Turns him. Garcia doesn't let go, though. Now, that's okay for Lindberg. It lets the clock run down a little bit on their 2-minute suspension. Still over a minute before they're back to full strength. Still, the Spaniards pushing up 2 on this side. Mogensen and Spelleberg being individually marked. They switch. It's the right back and or left back rather, left wing being covered. Shot comes off the defence. That's a throw-in for Denmark. Passive play still being warned. They've got to take a shot soon. And that's attacking foul in the end, and Spain have possession with 50 seconds still on the power play. Chance to get it back to within 1. Romero not wanting to push things too much. Entre Rios. 30 seconds to go on the passive play. Romero. Makeda. Into the wing. That's beautiful. Oh, he's lobbed it too wide. For Juan Garcia, they did all the hard work, and it was a sublime final pass. Absolutely the right thing. Landin came forwards, had to lob him. But onto the inside post, but he put it too far. And so Sonogor comes in, a few more seconds before Denmark are back to full strength, and Eggert will return in on the wing. And the Spanish defence drops back into this very, very deep formation with 1 at the front. Toft into the top of the net. Brings to an end a 5-minute spell for them without a goal. Hansen feeds into him. He just managed to reach out and sneak it ahead of the outreached arms of Entre Rios. Celebration for Toft Hansen, 4 from 5. Makeda, superb, great height, and that's what they needed earlier in the game, in fairness, to try and suck out the defence. 2-goal lead still for Denmark, who've had up to a 5-goal lead. Hansen into the wing, he's given it away, stepped inside, unlucky. Garcia Parondo falling backwards as he stole the ball, but stepped on the line. Let off for Denmark. This the 10th edition of the European Championships. Denmark winning 2008. Spain have never won it, despite this being their 6th semi-final appearance and 3 previous final appearances. Hansen fumbled it. Spelleber's landed on it. He keeps possession. Guardiola, who dived in to try and get it, looks unhappy. There he is. He comes in, and in fairness, I think Spelleber probably did have it. Saved. Nothing, say the referee. Sierra has the ball. Spain break out, and Lindberg needs to get back quickly. There's a gap in the defence at the moment. And changes now for Spain. On come Romero and Aguinagalde. Maqueda happy to take the free throw. A rather tame call against Hansen. And we're past the midway point in the second half, with Denmark still leading by 2, as they were at half-time. That said, they did open up a bigger lead. 5 goals. Maqueda again. Stays out. It's over. Referee in perfect line with the goal to see that. And Spain within 1. And he's finding his range. 4 from 4 for Maqueda, the right back. It's for Aragon. He was with them at the World Championships last year. Big role in defence, but really showing he's got the muscle in attack as well. 10 goals so far in this competition. Mogensen in on the line. Spelleber almost getting Hansen in trouble. Passive play is going to come soon. It's all going across the goal. Mogensen into the wing. Eggert can't shoot. Hansen goes wide, but it comes off a defender. It'll be a throw-in from the corner for Denmark. Tries it, it's blocked, and now Spain come out with it. They've got a few options here. Juan Garcia, saved by Landin. And another shot goes begging for Spain, and Eggert at the other end, he spins it through. Lovely play, delight for the Danish fans. Look at that, runs his hand over the top, drops it there, and it curls right in behind Sierra. Someone's going to have to give him a hot cup of cocoa at the end, old Wielbeck. He looks a bit worked up. Well, Landin, the great last save. Although he's still not setting the world alight. Came out slow on Aguinagalde. And once more, Spain close in. Lovely little pass in by Romero, who sucked in 2 defenders, and Mogensen should have let him go and moved across. Rivera happy with that. And we have a semi-final again here. A little bit afraid that the Danes were going to run away with it for a while as the Spaniards ran out of options, but the back line started working, especially Maqueda. Looks for the line. He's fouled, though, by Guardiola, 27-year-old from San Antonio. Team timeout called by Ulrik Wielbeck for Denmark. Well, 32% save rate at the moment for Sierra in the Spanish goal, but as I was saying with Landin, it's still only 28%. And Mogensen trying from the back with some of those low shots, but he's been a little bit wasteful. 3 from 7 only for him. Lauger, though, is hugely impressive, the number 8 there on the right of the picture. And it's hard to believe he's still only 20 years of age. 5 from 6, showing huge maturity beyond his age. René Toft Hansen also sticks out with 4 from 5, but I'm afraid Mikkel Hansen, other than that amazing goal at the end of the first half, which is his only contribution to date, 1 from 7 only. 14% success rate. I guess you do have bad days. He started the tournament slow and came good. But I'm afraid here today he's gone a little bit cold again. So Rivera trying to urge his players on. 12 minutes to go in this semi-final. Spain right back in it, just 1 goal off the pace now. Lauger shifts into the left-back position. Hansen in the centre and Mogensen at right back. Hansen, who's just not been able to find any freedom with this superb Spanish defence. Lindberg, great save by Sierra. Ball put back in play, Moros into Ugalde, underneath, and they're level. Overbounced it, Lindberg. Great chance for him, comes around. And in fact, he got his hand to it. Sierra swats it, gives it that extra bounce downwards, hence it then goes onto the roof of the net. Cañelas, he's got to get some decent shooting going as well. None from 4. He's playing in the centre at the moment. Romero has gone off to the left-back position. Maqueda, Cañelas. Goes all the way into Thomas on the wing to come back out again. Maqueda, Romero drives in, they've stolen it. Lindberg. They've got space on the other wing if they could just be quick enough to see it. And a foul on Lindberg gives the ball back, and Eggert on the far side has just cast his arms to the side as if to say, well, guys, I mean, you're all trying to batter the door down on the right-hand side, and we're just standing here free on the left. Chance missed there, and they've changed the right wing. Lasse Svan Hansen has now replaced Lindberg. 28-year-old who plays for Flensburg in the German Bundesliga. Lauger into the line, great save. The ball's loose though, picked up by Svan Hansen. And Lauger has a chance to reorganise the back once more. Hansen, Lauger. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely hammered it. Well, watch this slow motion because this is textbook shooting. Arms it really well, high, and explodes it. You couldn't have put it more in the corner if you tried. 6 from 7 for the youngster. So Entre Rios, Raúl Entre Rios in the centre, Maqueda at right back, Romero at left back. Cañelas, a short spell on court comes to an end, still can't deliver. Defender took the sting out of that, and away goes Svan Hansen. Scores under pressure from Maqueda, who's in trouble. 2 minutes, and Svan Hansen, who's only just been on for about a minute, scores and now depletes the Spanish defence. There's the long ball. He was under pressure, and he gives him a good heave with the shoulder. Svan Hansen keeps his composure, but Maqueda goes to click his heels on the bench, and that's his second 2-minute suspension. So Denmark now lead by 2 and have a power play with 9 minutes remaining in this semi-final. Swap wings, Ugalde's come left, taken the ball. Henrik Svan Hansen. Hansen looks to Eggert, he doesn't need him, he goes straight down the middle. And second goal for Hansen after a miserable match by his standards with his shooting. And as soon as Sierra lifted his right leg, shot next to the standing leg, apologises because she ran into him on the follow-up, really couldn't stop himself. And this is proving to be a good spell for Denmark, the power play working so far. Entre Rios. Gurbindo coming back in. That won't count, the whistle's already gone, he'll come back for a free throw. Oh, way over the shot in the end, in desperation, really. He couldn't get any closer. And Mogensen calling out almost to Hansen. Don't throw it up the court. We don't need to. We've got 20 seconds on this one. Let's make this count and put the pressure back on Spain. Lauger, Mogensen. Tries to shoot, it's intercepted, well blocked, and away down the middle goes Thomas. And he scores. Brings to an end a run of 3 goals without reply. It's gone in. Henrik Toft Hansen called into the squad just 1 week before the start of Euro 2012. Is this going to be a fairy tale for him? Just inside the post. Sierra says he was inside. It's not the way the Slovenian referees see it, though. And a 3-goal lead. Come back for free throw for Aguinagalde. The Spaniards, incidentally, back at full strength. Entre Rios goes wide into the line. That's good. Aguinagalde pulls one back. Fifth goal for Aguinagalde. Some of the Spanish fans here trying to unsettle the Danes. That's off the post, still no luck. Oh, picked out of the wing by Svan Hansen, and Denmark keep control. But still, though, it's Hansen. That's going to be 2 from 9 now with his shooting. 1 fast break and 1, well, you have to say a bit of a fluky goal at half-time, but they all count. Lauga to Hansen, being forced further and further back by Gurbindo. Passive plays being worn now against the Danes with 5 minutes remaining in the semi-final. Hansen came off a defender. That'll be a throw-in from the corner. It won't stop the passive play, though, so they really do have to get a shot in quickly. There's confirmation of the referee's arm. Tries to spin it around, Svan Hansen in the end, and no way through. Even bounces off the referee's foot. Entre Rios into the wing, Ugalde, yes, under the arm of the keeper, and Spain back to within 1. So 2 goals now by Spain to put the pressure back. 4 minutes remaining in the semi-final. Sunagor back into the frame again in place of Lord. Oh, great save. Hansen drove through, fed the ball back. Free throw, and Wielbeck urges them on still. Well, Hansen drove in and fed the ball into Mogensen, who should have done better, but what a great save by Sierra, while Landin looks on at the other end. Tough for him. Still only on a 24% save rate, which not high by his standards. Mogensen, free throw. 3.5 minutes remaining. Thomas holds him up on this occasion. Sunagor into the wing. Great defense by Spain now. Sunagor tries a long-range effort. That was very, very speculative by him. First shot of the game comes to nothing for the right back. Oh! Free throw. Landin makes a fantastic save off the post, but Gurbindo, knocked in the act of shooting, gets a free throw. 3 minutes to go. Tension high here in Belgrade, the first semi-final of Euro 2012. Into the line, can't turn. Great defense by Mogensen and Toft Hansen. Entre Rios, he scored. They're all square. 2.5 minutes to go. And if they're tied at the end of the game, obviously it goes to extra time, 2 times 5 minutes. Boris Spellebeer brought back into the attack. He struggled to offer any dimension on the attack, though. Lauger, on the other hand, is a good call, I think. And interestingly, Lauger has gone in at right back. Hansen, he's got a space there. Oh, unlucky, a rebound. A deflection off the defence, and I think it may have been Guardiola in the centre. Spain tried to take a quick throw off, and they put it out of play. They rushed it. We go into the last 2 minutes. Denmark with a 1-goal lead, and now possession. Well, the Danes are on their feet cheering. The Spaniards are trying to encourage the Serbs to boo the Danes. What an atmosphere. Oh, attacking foul by Hansen, ran straight into him. 1.5 minutes and Thomas is away. He scores, they're level. 24 all. And Hansen's miserable game continues. 3 goals from 11 shots, and now an attacking foul that's gifted a goal to Thomas and puts Spain back on level terms. Moros releases it. And the winger waits until Landin's completely committed before putting it beyond his outstretched leg. They're just needing to mop the floor at the far end as we watch the replay there. Thomas running back. Valero Rivera. Who will keep their nerve here? Hansen has shifted off to the right back position now with Lauger at left back, and both the back players being marked. Entre Rios goes back in, Hansen's gone in and come out the other side now. Hansen, oh, he's found the back of the net. Well, that makes amends for the earlier foul, and we're inside the last minute. Denmark 25-24. Spain may now need to hold off and make this a reasonably long attack and try and make sure they can score on the end of it to take this match to extra time. Entre Rios into the wing, Ugalde into the side netting, nothing say the referees. 30 seconds to go. The Spaniards complain to the Slovenian referees, but they'd better just get back in defence. Denmark will make this as long an attack as they'll allow them, and the Spaniards have to push up. They've got to try and steal the ball. Mogensen struggling to find support. Lauger is there in the end. Put out of play by the Spaniards, and possession stays with Denmark with 6 seconds, and is that it? Gurbindo looks disconsolate. A quick 1-2. And there it is. Denmark have made it. Hansen, who had a miserable game with his shooting, ends up being the one who scores the winning goal and sends the Danish fans into raptures. And Denmark are the first of the finalists for Euro 2012 in Belgrade. What a match dominated by defence. The Spaniards making the better start, but then the Danes got into gear, the defence tightened up, and the Spaniards didn't know what to do. They didn't score for 10 minutes before the half-time break and 3 afterwards. But eventually they clawed their way back into the game. They shut out the Danes. And Hansen gifted the equaliser 24 all and then made amends for it with a long-range shot, and Ugalde and Gurbindo disconsolate. While the Danes, well, they entered the main round with 0 points. Well, there was maybe the last chance. Ugalde into the side netting, and yet the inside post beckoned. Svan Hansen stood his ground. They thought it should have been a penalty, defending inside the area, but Denmark have beaten Spain 25-24 and are in the final of Euro 2012. What a Houdiniac that's been, coming back from 0 points in the main round at the beginning. Mission impossible has now become mission delivered. And the Spaniards, who have been the only undefeated team so far in the tournament, lose for the first time, but it's the time when it counts in the knockout phase. And it's the Danes who are left celebrating with their captain Lars Christiansen, who has been nearly 20 years in the Danish national team. He's already a European champion once, but could he do it again? And what a game they've had to have under so much pressure. Kristic and Ljubic, MVPs now for the two teams. Going to be announced.
The winning team is player number 8,
Rasmus Lauge, it couldn't be anybody else. He has been truly outstanding, the 20-year-old. His first major competition, only 17 caps. He's the least experienced pretty much of their team. And he steps up to collect his award from Jean Briot, Vice President of the European Handball Federation. 6 from 9, although for a while he was 100%. And Viran Moros for Spain gets the award, and no surprise there. It was a game where the defences dominated, frankly. And Viran Moros did his bit. Scored a goal as well, but I'm afraid to the Spaniards that means so little right now. Takes his award graciously, and he is a great player, Moros, but I'm afraid for Spain, they've got to somehow remotivate themselves tomorrow and come back on Sunday for the bronze medal playoff. So here are the stats then: 49% success rate on Spain shooting, 48 for the Danes, and you can see 46% to 45 on the attacks. But the fast breaks increased in the second half. The Danes found their pace there. They scored 4 of them. Spain had 6, most of those in the first half. And Lauge Schmidt ended up as the top player in the match with 6 goals, while Aguinagalde was the best of the Spaniards with 5. And here is that progression, and again the Spaniards didn't score early on. And although the Danes then dried up for a while, they woke up just in time. And this is where the goals came from. Success straight down the middle for Denmark, and 4 fast breaks. Left wing working well, though. Left back and right wing, I'm afraid, were weak spots for them today. The Spanish shooting not great either. Only 1 wing shot in total, everything else down the middle. 6 fast breaks and 2 penalties, 2 right back shots. But Denmark have beaten the Spaniards 25-24. They will meet either Serbia or Croatia. That's coming up next. Hope you can join us for that. But for now, from me, Paul Bray, until then, goodbye.
So it came up at the top, but the goal, it didn't